So I mean, I definitely want to talk about your photography because obviously, um, that's a really big part of how all of this got started. So I know, again, the African upbringing, anything that is not related to STEM, essentially, or STEAM. Well, STEAM actually that's included. Um, is always looked at like, oh, that's just a hobby. That's not something that you need to focus on. Excuse me. So if you can just kind of like tell us a little bit more about your journey, like into photography, how it started, maybe how your parents received it when you like were kind of getting into it. I mean, of course, I know now, all these like artsy kind of things. Our parents are seeing that there's clearly value in it because money can be made and people can connect with you and reach out to you and hire you essentially for your services. So if you can just kind of talk about that part as well as the connection to the culture, like how your photography relates to connecting to the culture, and then also if you can tell us about what you've learned about yourself in the process.
Yeah, it's really good questions. Wow, they need to get you your own talk show. It seems you've been watching a lot of, I don't know, corners, maybe just a natural gift. I don't know.
Thank you.
Truca. All right. So yeah, our parents, they want the best for us, and so I see you have my page up. So they want the best for us, and I think they want us to try to do something practical. So that's what I tried to do. And they didn't receive it well at first,
Of course.
But I sacrificed, and I am now. I'm in a place where I can pursue this,
Right.
photography and stuff like that. So I would advise people of that because, or just be aware that, if you're in the diaspora, our parents are essentially just doing what they can to try and, to try and provide us with a better life. And so since you're on like my page, are you able to hit the back button really quick? I could just show you a little bit of, I could probably just talk. Okay, yeah. So here's a lot of the albums and the things that I've done, and it kind of chronicles like a journey towards the bottom of the page of my photography. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the bottom.
Yeah, if you were to scroll to the bottom, you can probably kind of like see my development as a photographer in chapters. Okay,
Wow.
Get started. So I kind of like all the shoots that I do. I make albums for it. Of course, I give the clients the pictures, and then I kind of make chapters
Nice.
as they go along, and just feature people and connect and things like that. But I think, yeah, it is difficult to get to a point where I guess you can look at the beginning if you hit back, and then it's the first one, and then like almost the middle of the page, then you can see chapter 1.
Okay.
Everything at the top is just kind of
Like different events.
yeah, and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, that's around where it starts. Okay, yeah, chapter 1. So yeah, so these are like just little things that I kind of just started off doing a lot of them.
You're such a baby here.
Yeah, like different. So, and just doing nature photography, but I've always been into art and things like that. And there was another question you asked. What was that about? I think I covered the first part about just being in STEM and things like that. I mean, I'm in one of the pre-approved fields. We kind of took care of that. Everyone might have their own separate journey to kind of make their parents proud in their own way, or maybe they can go straight for this. And really, everyone has their separate journey. They can go straight to doing whatever they're passionate about.
Right.
It's just that our parents' mindset is that when they were growing up, there was no Instagram, there was no social media. They don't. Someone who did photography was really not thriving. There was no way. So for them to make that connection that like you can make money through ad dollars or through other things, or you can actually scale a business. You can sell courses and things like that. There was nothing like that back then,
Right.
So that's where they're coming from. So I would advise people to just understand that that's where they're coming from. So if you can, I guess, just find your own way to address that, I guess, fear that they have, wanting to, striving to come here, and then, you just not really doing what they want. But again, that's like case by case. They can
Right.
be handled by that. But in terms of, I hope I'm answering everything you said. But
Yeah.
essentially, it's for me. I try to kind of mix like meaning into the photography. So this is my camera here. This is Ifunanya, right? So I named her, right? So Ifunanya means love, in Igbo, and the literal translation for that is Ifunanya means to see with your eyes, right? So I say this is, and cameras have lenses like eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lens is like an eye, so that's the eye that lets me see the world, and this is also the eye that lets the world see me. So,
Powerful.
And Igbo is, Ihawa anyam jaguwa, orokwa anya uwaja home. And so that's what I kind of like to share with people, that you can kind of create these connections and dual meanings between a lot of things in the world. And so it's kind of like my way of also kind of teaching people Igbo and kind of sprinkling that into things.
Right.
And yeah, so
I love that.